Hey everybody, this is my Purple Spotted Gudgeon tank, and I've been working on my 40 breeder this morning, and every time I walk past here I've noticed my gudgeon is in a slightly different position, so I know he's still alive, but he's actually floating with his upper portion of his body exposed above the waterline, like he's like bloated and floating. It's kind of interesting. I always say this is a really boring fish. He just floats and sits around and does nothing, but this is a whole new layer to his sitting around and doing nothing. I've never really seen him literally protruding from the surface before, but you know he's going to leave as soon as we get up here with the camera. I've walked past him 50 times today and he hasn't bothered at all. So this way we can see him at least a little bit without so much glare. But you can see like right around the hump of the top of his shoulders, or I guess if he was a porpoise or a dolphin or something, right around where his blowhole would be, is actually exposed above the surface. And I saw him a little while ago where his dorsal fin was actually exposed above the surface. Now he didn't have the dorsal fin standing upright, you know, but the dorsal fin, well, it's kind of exposed a little bit right there. You can kind of see it sticking up. I'm trying to get it where we don't have any glare on it, but I also don't freak him out. So I've said a lot of times that's not the most exciting fish in the world. It's a really fascinating fish. It really is. I'm not knocking it. Really, really interesting fish. It's a beautiful fish, and it's certainly an unusual fish. If you're someone like me that likes oddballs and likes to see fish that you don't see in everybody's tank, then these purple spotted gudgeons, if you can find them, are interesting fish. But they don't like company. They'll eat anything that's even, you know, remotely feasible, and believe me, they can eat a lot bigger than you would think. If it's 2/3 the size of this fish's body, it'll eat it, or at least have a good go at it. And then most of the time they just sit around and do a whole lot of nothing at all. If you are into feeding live foods, you could do, you know, live feedings, and that would be a little more interesting. I guess you could see the fish acting more like a predator. I feed it sinking cichlid pellets, so I basically toss them in the tank, and as they sink down in front of it, it'll dart out and grab them. In fact, let's see if we can't get him, now that he's on this side of the tank, let's see if we can get him to do that for us. Let me find his food in my pile of fish food down here. Let me get the lid off of it. Alright, let's see if we can get him to eat one of these sinking pellets. Apparently not. Let's try again. Nope, threw 3 in by accident that time. I don't know why, but every time I get the camera out and try to get a video of this fish feeding, he just ignores the food as it falls to the bottom. And he's a predator, so I don't really see him going around and scooping the food up off the bottom. If I miss, you know, if I put it in there and it doesn't go directly in front of him and he doesn't gobble it up, I come back later and it'll still be sitting there on the bottom. I do have a catfish in this tank, so it comes out at night and cleans up a little bit, but not as much as I'd like. So that's it. He's turned his back on me and tucked himself down behind that bush. That's a good indication that he is done with this video, so I guess we are too. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget that is my Purple Spotted Gudgeon tank, and I will see you real soon in the next one.